So I noticed I'm starting to build up a problem. I've really started to slack off on my mornings. I've been getting up really late and rushing to work, not really eating breakfast. Um, I've been having to get up like last minute to the gym and only having like max an hour to work out. So honestly, I don't like it. I hate it. I just hate being in a rush. So what I'm going to do is revisit my morning routine, see what I can do to improve and make this thing a little bit more sustainable and take you all along the way, me trying to figure this thing out. So hopefully it helps y'all out too, if you're trying to do something in the morning like I do. Now, one argument is, why don't you put everything off to the evening if you don't get everything done in the morning? Well, what I've noticed in myself is that throughout the day, I start losing more and more control and being more and more reactive to my day. In the morning, I can control it. I can wake up as early as I need to. No one else is awake yet. I can go to the gym, do anything else I need to do. So I'm going to take a look out for the week, what I would like to get done in a week, and really make that a morning routine. And hopefully I can get this thing to stick. Hopefully I don't fall back into the pattern of waking up late and getting behind again on all that stuff. So the goal here is really, like I mentioned, just to get up early in the morning. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to get sleep. I have to strive for at least 6 to 8 hours. What I've kind of found I've worked well off of. And I think that's going to be the hardest part, which is usually going to bed early, because our lifestyle doesn't quite revolve around usually going to bed early. In order to work on my sleep, the device is usually one of the biggest distractions that most people have, including myself. So what I'm going to do is set up an automation for this thing to go to bed. And so I'm actually going to set this here. I'm going to make a new one because I'm going to adjust it. So create a personal automation. So I'm going to do time of day. So I'm going to do this at 10:30. Okay. The reason why I'm doing this at 10:30 is because that kind of gives me about 7.5 or so hours of sleep. And if I go to bed earlier, great. If I go to bed later, it kind of shuts me down. Let's do this daily. So next, okay, so what I'm going to do is, actually, let's get that here. You're going to add an action. You're going to go to scripting. Okay, and then here, we're going to set focus. We're going to past it. Yep, set focus. Okay, so turn focus to sleep. Okay, and then, actually, do not disturb on until, let's do this to about 7:45 a.m. But I think I'm in, 7:45 a.m. Okay, now done. Yes, don't ask. Okay, because I want this to do this automatically. I don't want to have any way for it to not do it. So what this is going to do is now activate at 10:30 at night. And I won't get any more notifications unless phone calls from my favorites come through that I've already set. So some important family members and my fiance, of course. But she goes to bed around the same time because she has work in the morning as well. So it'll be okay. I'll wake up sometime between 5:30 and 6:30, mainly because the gym has been pushed off to the evening this week. More on that later. I get up and get some water. I make sure my phone is on focus mode, not to immediately start looking at social media or news. I turn on my lamp, start reading my book. Around 7:15, I'll start making some breakfast. I'll eat, get dressed, brush my teeth, head to work. Once I get to work by 8 a.m., I now make coffee. Do this based on the other video I made about optimizing your caffeine. That and my grinder at home broke. I need to buy a new one. Recently, I've just felt scattered. After coming home at the end of the day, I find it hard to be productive. I tend to get back into being productive as a night owl, but that just doesn't quite work with my current schedule. Being at the office and everything, it's a little hard to try to maintain going to sleep late and then waking up early. So I'm trying to move all that to the morning. Okay, so I got up at about 6:30. That normally leaves me about an hour and 15 to kind of do what I need to do. So I'm going to read a little bit, not too long, about 15 minutes or so. I think the goal to getting up is really actually just getting up and moving. If you don't get out of bed and do that, it's really, really hard to stay awake. So My alarm did go off at 5:30, but I was just really tired. But I do have to get up at that time if I am going to the gym. But since I know I'm not going to the gym this morning, I prioritize sleep a little bit more. But it's still early enough for me to get a little bit of reading in. So I'm gonna read, and then kind of look at what I got to do for today, or what I want to do rather, and go from there. All right. Well, it's now like 7:38. Made breakfast. Went over a couple of things for my day. So now it's time to get ready really quick for work, going to get dressed and head out. So after doing that kind of personal routine at home, over there, and then even getting to the gym, I do like to get at work a little bit earlier if I can, because no one's here, and I can kind of get my work day started, like get some tasks and notes and stuff done really before it starts to get crazy in here, like phone calls, people asking for stuff. I try to do that whenever I can, and today's a perfect example of that. It kind of just lets me figure out what's important and what I need to do, and then start attacking the day from there. I've been reading a book called Stillness is Key from Ryan Holiday, and there was a really powerful quote in there that I really loved. It says, "The way you feel when you wake up in the morning and your mind is fresh and is yet unsoiled by the noise of the outside world, that's a space worth protecting. So too is the zone you lock into when you're really working well. Don't let intrusions bounce you out of it. Put up barriers." So far getting up early in the morning has been pretty great mentally, but I'm noticing that my energy's been a bit thrown off. And I think it's kind of due to actually not going to the gym in the morning. So this week I went back to going to the gym in the evening, and it just didn't quite feel right. I'm kind of used to getting that burst of energy to kind of get me through the day in the morning. Now there's a lot of scientific stuff to back up how it's being beneficial working out in the morning. I'm not going to get into that in this video, but it's part of my routine that I like doing now. So I just feel like it's a struggle to get to the gym after work, and I really have to fight to make it there. So I find it way easier for me to currently go to the gym in the morning, and I really just want to reduce as much friction as possible so I can make it in there. Even though working out is part of my lifestyle and I really love going to the gym for the stress reliever benefits and stuff like that, I will still find a way to skip it in the evening after the day has already kind of hit me and I'm pretty mentally drained. So I'm going to have to make some adjustments. So this week I've been getting up at more like 6:30, but now I'm gonna have to push that back and get up closer to 5 so I can get to the gym at a good time, and also leave some time for myself to eat and make something before I can get to the gym, and also kind of wake up a bit. So working on the evening was just temporary this week. So after this week, I'm going to make that adjustments and see how that does. So far after these last few weeks of waking up early, it's actually helped me out a lot more than I thought. And it's probably something I'm going to be experimenting with pretty often. Now, if you may notice, I did actually have to do a move throughout this whole process. That was kind of hard to also maintain waking up early. So there were some days where, I woke up more like at 7, just to make sure I got sleep since I was up organizing and stuff. But as long as I maintained the habit overall, not skipping a bunch of days, it worked out pretty well. Now, the goal of all this was to give myself time. If I don't prioritize my time, then someone else will. Meaning you're going to start reacting to other people's things that they're asking for you to do, and you're never going to be able to focus on the things that are important to you. And that's what had kind of been happening to me for longer than I can really like to admit. So doing this, I had really felt a lot better throughout the day, and I wasn't really relying on as much willpower, because since I knew that I did what I needed to do in the morning, I felt more comfortable to go home in the evening and relax or hang out with a friend or something that didn't require the effort needed in order to do some of the stuff I needed to do, like the gym and some of the work I was doing as well. So it's extremely important to give yourself time to reflect, to think, learn, and grow. Your future self is really going to thank you for it. So remember, progress is better than perfection, and really here I'm just trying to progress. So if you found this video interesting or helpful, please give it a like and share it. Subscribe. We'll be doing some more stuff like this. It really helps out a lot. Don't forget, we do have our links to our coffee and everything down in the description if you'd help support us. It kind of helps us do this a little bit more. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, sticking it all the way through, and I hope to see y'all in the next one. Later.